This show, this show, you almost understand why. Y'all, hello. All the rigmarole, y'all know. Boom, let's move past that. Because y'all know sometimes, my spirit just has to speak and I don't have time for all the stuff and whatnot. You almost understand why Tamar didn't want this show to air. It's because she knew it would show David. This had nothing to do with making her look bad. It had nothing to do with her not feeling like she had any. No, this or her wanting this show stopped had everything to do with David showing his ass on this show. And it makes you wonder, had she not done this show, would her and David still be together? Now, we see the episode starts off, the producers get to Tamar's house, okay? They setting up out there in the garage, okay? Setting up this, setting up that, setting up, get it back, okay? The one producer, Michael, comes down and tells them, I just got a call or a text or whatever from Tamar's lawyer, and we all need to leave the premises immediately, okay? Y'all not say that word like that, but it would be. We need to leave immediately. And, because Tamar has a doctor's note that she lost her voice. We hear Tamar on the phone saying to them, no one cares about me and saying, or whatever. Look, I get that when you are on vocal rest, you're not supposed to talk at all, okay? And she is a singer. I 100% understand that. My issue is, I feel like Tamar losing her voice because David is batshit crazy and she fussing with David a lot. And so for that reason, she don't want the crew around, okay? Boom, pow, pow, okay? But then to tell me at 10 a.m. that we can't shoot nothing, that we done came all this way and gotta go back home, and the other producer, like, we gotta leave, like, right now, like, can we, like, leave the setup here and we just leave? They was like, no, like, we should take everything. Girl, I'm gonna leave that be. Okay, we then see 2 days later, Tamar in the house, voice is fine. She talking to her people or whatnot. She walking around, you see, with her little assistant man. Her assistant man was Leandria, is it Johnson? This gospel singer who was on Ayanla's Fix My Life, and her assistant dude was a baddest. Like, he was letting her get drunk and do whatever else. He wasn't holding her accountable. He got fired or whatnot. That man does not take Tamar's assistant. So you went from the person who used to be drunk all the dang on time to Tamar, who 100% has issues holding herself accountable. He knows how to pick a boss. Anyway, they sitting around, doing this, doing that, or whatever, talking about her show. She got a show to do in 2 days. She then see dog poop on the floor. I can't pick up poop. I cannot touch dog poop. But it's your dog. So who picks up the dog poop? Girl, her assistant does it. But she then calls David and say, David, your dog was up here shitting on the floor. I say, but didn't Vince get you and local that dog on Tamar and Vince season 2? That ain't David's dog. That's your damn dog. But I'm going to leave that be. So we then see Tamar, Goldie, and the producer Michael dude flies to Maryland for her show. He was the only person flying with her and whatnot. You understand? Because he's kind of filming a little bit here, a little bit there, whatnot. Now, Tamar brings up how she does not like coming to Maryland that often since her niece passed away because it's different for her there. I get it. Boom, pow, pow. Okay. We then see Tamar at rehearsal. Like, my voice ain't fully back, so I can't full sing. I can't sing full out. But we need to get it together, whatever. But you can see the stress weighing on her. But I feel like that has nothing to do with the show. Is David is wearing on Tamar. We then see David gets to town, okay? And David goes from the airport to a secret meeting that he did not tell Tamar about. He went and met with Kevin, Tracy's husband. Because we know that Tracy and Kevin are the only family members who live in Maryland. Okay, all the other ones live elsewhere. I think her daddy may live there too, but I don't know. Anyway, they meet up because David said he wants to bring Tracy and Tamar together. Okay. Um, if I'm beefing with my sister, don't bring us together behind my back. I need to be forewarned before anyone's in my face I'm beefing with. You know what I'm saying? Because I need to be prepared to not, you know what I'm saying, run up and fight. But I'm there. So, they chit chat a little bit, you know what I'm saying? He brings up how, things have been weird since the visit they had back in Napa, whatever. They bring up how Tamar and Tracy have not talked in a year. Okay, because of things that happened last time they was around each other. They were showing the old scenes of them in Napa Valley fussing. They showed the scenes of Tracy storming out. They showed the scenes of Kevin saying to Tamar and the other sisters as well how none of them fully support Tracy, and that's the bullshit that be pissing Tracy off. We see all of that. Kevin also brings up Tracy's issue is still Tracy is still upset about that damn record deal back in the day. But he says it's not so much about the record deal than it is she always has felt her sister to not support her to not get an abortion. Remember, the record label told Tracy, you can be in the group, sign a contract if you abort your baby. And now with their son, Kevin Jr. So since then, she felt like her sisters did not have her back. And so she still heard about that. She also feels as if they don't really believe in her in general. They don't support her marriage. They don't think she's a good mom. She just feels as if they don't support her. And that includes Tamar or whatever. Okay. Anyway, David, I feel like if Tamar and Tracy heal their bond or they're breaking the bond, that can really heal the family, because the discourse really do be when Tracy and Tamar get into it, and then the sisters have to pick sides, and it makes it a big mess. Okay, but when Tamar gets into it with anybody, the same thing happens. But I'm gonna leave that be or whatnot. Okay, but Kevin agrees if Tracy and Tamar could just get on the same page and get past all the stuff, it can help heal the family. He also feels as if, he wants them to be close again, because he also doesn't feel it's fair for Logan to not be raised around any of his cousins. Because remember, Vince was an only child, so Vince don't have any siblings, so Logan don't play with any of the kids that are family. Okay? Because Tamar don't talk to none of her sisters, brother, the nieces or the nephews or whatnot. But I digress. Anyway, but I'm like, that's a good thing for these two men to want to heal these two sisters. But David is just, underhanded to me. I feel like David just wants to be on TV to be the savior of the Braxton family. Okay, but I digress. David then says, okay, that, in American culture, people will distance themselves from their family when they get married. If one family member doesn't like who the person married or whatever, they will distance themselves from their family once they're married. But he then said, but in the Nigerian culture, we don't do that, okay? We are always tight-knit in the whole family. We do not separate nothing. The two families join and become one. You a goddamn on lie, because Wendy from the Housewives of Potomac is Nigerian. Her husband is also Nigerian, and his mama and her mama do not get along, so much so that he has not talked to his mama since they got married. So it's been years since he's talked to his mom, and they are Nigerian. And you can't, girl, David gone with the bullshit. Okay. Anyway, we then see David, invites Kevin and Tracy to Tamar's show. Okay, and Kevin, like a good husband, said, what, I will check with Tracy and see how she feels about it. If she's okay with it, we'll come. But I gotta check with Tracy. Tracy ain't gonna want to come. I would not want to come, but I'm gonna leave that there. We then see it's showtime for Tamar. She performs. She does great. Okay. She's also having a time. She's nervous or whatever. She in the back all stressed. Goldie had to do some little secret, private, no cameras allowed, de-stress her. Okay. Well, this helps her calm herself or whatever. Get her ready for a show. again, she does her show. She looks great. She performs great. And Goldie brings up how, watching Tamar on stage and watching her perform, you really get to see her at her most confident, her most comfortable self. She is at peace when she's on stage performing. Okay, and if you think about it, Goldie's goal is to help people channel their energy to be their best selves in their work. She usually works with actors. Tamar is a singer, and so she tries to help her be her best self at all times and whatnot. Okay, now we then see that, of course, no one from Tamar's family came to her show. We see that. Now we see backstage, Tamar is happy. Everyone's happy. It was a good show, and we see her praising or just giving acknowledgement that she feels like the work that she's been doing with Goldie has helped her be better and more clear in her career. Okay, she like dream works. Yes, Lord. Okay, let's go. Now David's sitting up there looking like goddamn gone preaching a pastor. Well, no, he just look. Where is it at? He just looks sinister. Okay, predator ass, sinister ass David. Okay, now I hate men who have rips around the knees, but he just looks like he's an opportunist. Okay, that's what it is. Y'all know that's the picture I used in the opening, but whatever. Anyway, David say, people always have their own agenda. Okay, what they're trying to do or whatever. I don't know what Goldie's motives are with Tamar, so I need to know more. We still trying to figure out what your goddamn motives are. David seems more slimy in this show than he did the couple times we've seen him on Braxton Family Values. On there, he seemed like, I don't want to be involved in this show at all. I just love Tamar. I'm only here for her. But it was a more genuineness to it. He seems slimy now. Like he got his claws in her. And I'm going to just hold on to it real tight. But I digress. So we then see Tamar back home. Tamar is at home fussing with David over the phone. Because David feels as if Tamar is telling David, you are pushing your views and how you feel about Goldie and the DreamWorks on everyone else. It is not fair. It's not right. You should not be telling other people your opinion on what something is that you really don't even understand. Okay, it's just how you feel because you feel like you think it's not of God, and that isn't true. Okay, and he then say, "Well, I'm trying to protect my family." Okay, I grew up with these folk. They are people of God, okay? And I had to tell them, y'all have been invited to be on TV. And I had to tell them about DreamWorks, and they formed their own opinion. I ain't do nothing. Bull the shit. David went and told them people, I don't know where the power of this DreamWorks. I know that's what he said, which made them feel as if, oh, you don't know where it's from? Oh, that means it's from the devil. That means it's evil. And we don't like it. So now, David's family feels as if, Goldie could be a witch. He brings up how, we have seen voodoo, okay? In Africa, we have seen voodoo. We know it's real. You live in LA, and people in LA be in these cults. So how do we not know? They want to figure out if Goldie is a witch. Why is she a witch? If she's a witch, she would look. I'm not gonna be petty because I was gonna say if she was a witch, she would help Tamar Edwards come in, but I'm not gonna do that, okay? But if she's a witch, Tamar will be much further along than what she is, okay? She wouldn't be struggling as she is now if she was a witch, but I'm going to leave that be. So Tamar's assistant then come in and say, we need to make sure, okay, that Goldie don't come in here in no black hat and no, looking all dark, whatever. And Goldie walks in and what? A black... I mean, she did come in looking like a witch. When you think of what a witch looks like, oh, that could be a witch. That could be kind of, spooky ooky. Even though I'm looking like a witch, could also be like Glinda, the damn good witch. Who knows? I'm going to leave that be. Anyway, Goldie overhears the conversation. Okay, and she's like, no one has ever accused me of being a witch. A witch? Wow, you know what I'm saying? I can't believe that. So Tamar, who was on the phone with David, then says, look, y'all can either be quiet or get out, okay? Because I don't want David feeling disrespected. David then sat his ass on the goddamn phone with you and said that Goldie could possibly be a witch. He is being disrespectful to her and to you to make it feel like or make it seem as if you would work with a witch. That is the epitome of disrespect. To call that woman a witch simply because you have not taken the time to understand what it is. Had David asked 18,655 questions and he said, you know what, that's some witch shit. I asked her every question about the book and she said sacrificing goats and cutting up dogs, and that is witch-like. Now, if he had said that, I get it. Because you have studied or questioned or found out what it is. You ain't did shit besides say, I don't know what it is. So we then see Tamar's assistant has Goldie come with him. They then give her like a pink jacket or a pink coat or whatever to put on so that when David gets there, she looks less witchy. Because you can't possibly be a witch if you in a pink overcoat. Bitch, Glinda the Good Witch having a whole goddamn pink gown. Okay? Came down in a fucking bubble. Witches come in all shapes. I'm just saying, you can't, nothing has a look. Nothing has a look. So to make it seem as if, oh, because she's in pink, of course she isn't a witch. Okay, now you're not a witch anymore. Oh, you're not a whore, Palmer. It's like, what the fuck, bruh? I digress. Anyway, David is on the phone still with Tamar, okay? And he like, I just need to know, where the power of his dream works out. Where's it from? If it's from God, then it's fine, okay? But if not, I don't want Goldie MCing around here. I don't want to be on camera telling Goldie that she doing the devil's work. Because that would destroy her business. And she again overhears that. I can't believe, I can't work like this. And now Goldie's crying. He tried to humiliate me. I have a brand to protect. I have worked with so many people who will be offended at someone saying they used witchcraft or they were doing devil's work just to make themselves be open to being better. And so she down there just so sad because she's an empath, so she feels stuff real deep like I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an empath like that, but I can still feel people's emotions, and that's why I have to shut myself off sometimes from the outside world, okay? Because sometimes it's just too much, and once you let it in, you have to just express it. And so she's just feeling all of the negativity that David is spewing through the phone. David ain't even there. David is on the fucking phone. Okay? Anyway, so she's downstairs crying in her feelings because, again, I feel humiliated at what he is implying that I am when he don't know me. And she also said, like, David hasn't liked me at all since I started coming to see Tamar. He has never, accepted me here at all. Okay, and we know because David ain't shit. Anyway, so she down there is doing that. And it's like, it's so much going on. We then see David and Tamar are still on the phone fussing. David is then telling the producer, so it was a lot of back and forth, whatever. And Tamar tells production that David doesn't want his family involved if it's witchcraft shit. I'm like, why the fuck is David family gonna be on camera? This is called Get Your Life. Why David family gonna be there? I'm so confused as to why we are focusing so much on David's opinion, what David wants, who he wants around, who he does not want around. Because truth be told, they already said that Tamar's show was supposed to include Vince. Because Tamar wanted people to see that her and Vince are on good terms, that she still sees him because he is the father of Loki, and they, are still, friendly or whatnot. And it was David who said, nah, if he on the show, I won't be on the show at all. So that's why we don't see Vince. So you're gonna try to supplement your girlfriend's the father of her son for your goddamn family? We don't know you, sir. We don't give no fucks about your family, bitch. We miss Vince. And let's be honest, we know Vince has been accused of things as well. But if he and Tamar are in a good place for their son to be in a good place, we should see that. But no, David did not want that. And Tamar allowing him to block David, allowing David to block Vince from being on the show is bullshit if I ever heard it. But I'm gonna be. Okay, so Tamar, like, you know what I'm saying, I don't feel like dealing with this. I'm done talking to David, leave me be. So David then is talking to the producer, Michael. He is still saying, like, I don't know what Goldie's going on. I don't know what she's doing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. The producer will say, how about, you come here, you can talk to Goldie, ask her all the questions you want, and that way you can find out what dream work really is. David is, okay, I'll do that. The fact that we're seeing so much being put into what makes David comfortable when Tamar is the one that's supposed to be having shit done is like, what the fuck? It's a mind fuck, bruh. It's a mind fuck, and it's aggravating as fuck. Tamar's voice went out because she's always fussing with David. That's what it is. Okay, that's why Tamar lost her voice, because she's always fussing with David, because David feels as if Goldie's a goddamn witch. Okay, anyway, Goldie then goes to Tamar, and she's crying a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's just so painful that I can't do the work, you know what I'm saying, the proper way without, you being shamed for it. That hurts me. She's like, Goldie, it's not that. Just calm down. Like, I don't want you crying, that'll make me cry. We both can't, we can't do it. So it's okay. It's fine. So Goldie then goes to the producer, like, I can't work, like, I can't do my work. Like, it's like I have never, had to work with people, their husbands or their boyfriends or whatever. So the fact, like, all these things, the producers, the staff, and all that is so much. There's so many distractions. I was supposed to be here to strictly work with Tamar, but I keep being pulled away, or she keeps being pulled away, and it's just all these distractions. We can't properly do it, girl. We then see they had to call Mona to say, yep, Mona's got young, like, things got so crazy, you know what I'm saying, it was so much going on, I had to come to deal with it all. Now, Mona get there, and her and Tamar talk in the back or whatever, we just hear audio, and it's because David is upset, that his family is upset about what Tamar is doing. Yes, that's the issue. David is upset because his family is upset at what Tamar is doing. Tamar isn't his wife. Tamar is barely his girlfriend right now or whatever. And it's crazy. So when Tamar and Mona are talking, she said David is like a devout Christian. He's such into his Christianity that, it's hard for him to accept that Goldie isn't doing something that's not Christian. Like, Tamar, David is fucking you and y'all not married. David is not done with him Christian. Clearly. Okay, he was upset that y'all could not have sex while this show was being filmed, because you need to be at a clear space and whatnot. David is a fake ass, wants to be devout Christian, because a devout Christian will not be talking about fucking his girlfriend of 2 years, because that's called fornication. But I'm gonna leave that be. Anyway, so Mona, like, you know what, David should have just not told them anything about, he should have waited until they all met, and then could have had the conversation about what was happening, whatever. He should have told them beforehand anything. David family shouldn't be around this motherfucker. Let's say that, but I'm gonna leave that be. Tamar, I just can't, it's just so much, I just can't do what I need to do, and it's hard for me to function and focus on the work that has to be done. And Mona says because, people are getting in your way to do what you have us here doing. It's crazy. This isn't even your issue. People have their own views on shit, and that's fucking up your shit. And the fact, again, that Tamar's like letting it happen is bullshit, but I'm gonna leave that be. We then see Goldie and Mona talk a little bit. And again, Goldie brings up, David is negative. He's negative about what we're doing or whatever. So again, it's hard for me to do my job. I need Tamar to just say, this is my work, this is my job, and it isn't your business what I'm doing. Like, let me do what I'm doing, okay? Then Tamar comes in and sits down and chit chat. This whole chit chat, I feel like it's Tamar playing victim, whereas Tamar needs to take accountability that she is allowing these things to hinder her in her life to not do what she came there to do. Mona said, look, we got you all these resources that you wanted. and that you said you wanted and needed. You had the staff, you had production, you have all Goldie, the production, the teams, the producers of the music. You had all this stuff because you said you needed it to do this show. We've given you all that you need, but it's still not happening. You know what I'm saying? There's so much happening around you, and it's all these things that's happening that we not even getting access to, and it's throwing everything off. Meaning, we'll come to shoot a scene, but because whatever else is happening that you're not telling us about, we missing the point. Like, we like, what the fuck was, why she mad today? Like, it's messing up the flow of the show. You were supposed to do a 6-week all access to me to get my life, and you not doing that, and it's hindering the process, Tamar. And you need to let us into where the shit is happening that is impacting you and causing you to be upset. And I don't feel like Mona was wrong for telling her you were on a reality show. You have to show us the bullshit of your life so we can address it and help fix it, because that's why Goldie is here. Tamar say, I'm just as confused. I don't know what's coming from. Tamar, again, she's playing dumb diddy. And I'm like, you know what they mean. You and David fussing about shit. You letting it get to you and then not doing the proper work and shit. This bullshit at its finest or whatever. Mona, like, I feel like there's this air of sabotage. So I just need to know if we doing this or not. Like, what's going on, Tamar? Well, I don't know. I just feel like I'm being, penalized for being myself. No, Tamar. You do shit and then want to be victim to your own ways of sabotaging yourself or allowing others to sabotage what you have going on, and then you want to play I have no idea, and it's aggravating. Okay, it's really, really aggravating. She then asked, okay, look, is your parents or is your mom and them or whatever, is your sisters, are they coming up for David's birthday? Because they playing a party was being planned for David for his birthday. She then said, well, I have not talked to Tracy, but my mom and my sisters, like, they all said they don't want to come. And I feel like she's making it seem as if I'm being put to the side. I'm being, shunned. I'm being penalized for being me. And it's not that. They are no longer allowing you to keep repeating the same negative childish behavior that you would then apologize for it, but then still do again. I feel like Tamar will say sorry to make it seem as if she wants to make a change, but she then doesn't. She'll still act the same way, and they have kind of said, we can't do that no more. You in your 40s, you're not a baby no more, we ain't doing that. And they kind of wash their hands until she shows them different. And I also feel like they don't like David. We now see why, but that's also why they don't want to come to his party, because we don't like him, and you still be on some bullshit sometime, and we are hoping that you can just grow the fuck up and wake the fuck up. But I'm gonna leave that be. Now, she goes into thinking about, I can't believe that I didn't even know they were mad at me after season 2 on the other show. I'm saying, my mom was on TMZ, speaking about me before she talked to me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't talk we don't talk unless it's on camera for the show. Again, Tamar is deflecting how bad David is to, let's say, how bad my family is, because my family has abandoned me. Girl, they have not abandoned you. They have allowed you to put yourself in your own box. You have alienated yourself from your family, from your friends, from your career. Like, when everyone around you has left you alone, it's not everyone else. If 1 or 2 people left you be, okay, that's on them. But bitch, everyone has left you to your own devices, and that led your ass to David. Bad family for letting her get to David, but it's also your fault, Tamar. Okay, boom, pow, pow. Now, Mona does bring up how it can't be healthy for you to be on the outside of it all, from the family dynamic. She's like, but I can't, make them, I can't beg them to love me, to come see me, to speak to me. I can't beg them to do that. And I don't want her to do that. I really, 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 really don't. But I want her to really want to get better. And I don't even just mean her mental capacity. I mean, Tamar's antics are extra and a lot to deal with. And, at some point when you are an adult, you don't want to deal with the bullshit no more. And that's why they left Tamar over there. But now that she has these issues that she's trying to get addressed, I feel like, and I hope like she is really going to try to allow them to be back in her life so that she can get the help she needs. And she feels as if it's hard to keep being rejected by your family. It can be very, very tough, but you kept doing the same shit over and over and over. All of them. But Tamar, I think, was the one who would do it and then also play victim. But I'm gonna leave that be. Now, Mona, like, well, how about if we use the dream work? If we shifted to get you in a better place with your family. You know what I'm saying? How about that? I'm down. Okay, so Tamar down for that. Now I go to come in. It's like, but we have to go to a dark place in order to get to the light. And Tamar again, okay, I'm down or whatever. I'm like, girl, I don't believe you. I just don't know. It's so fucking difficult. And then we see David. David gets there because, of course, David. And then he say, I'm just wondering, what price is Tamar going to pay for fame? People come and they sacrifice. I've seen people, sacrifice goats and chickens and hens and, I don't know, animals or whatever, you know what I'm saying, to get what they want. So, like, what is the price that Tamar is trying to pay in order to get where she wants to be? Is it my life? Is it Logan's life? Is it our happiness? I'm like, did you just suggest that Tamar is going to sacrifice her son's life? And it was at that moment I said, David is a piece of shit. A complete piece of shit. And that was the whole episode. I'm done, y'all. I'm just... Peace.